So, y'all, a few days ago, I got a message from a young brother. He emailed me. Shout out to everybody who are sending emails, wanting, my opinion, my takes on their situations and things like that. I appreciate you. I'll try to help out the best I can. Y'all be patient with me. As you know, I got a real life, so I ain't just sitting in the computer all day answering emails and shit like that, right? But brother hit me up, and y'all, listen, this is a common story you're gonna hear. He's walking into his consciousness, which I helped him with. And I told him, brother, shout out to him for even listening to anything I'm saying, or finding his pride, realizing he got some coon shit he be on the inside. Like, I appreciate anybody can do that work. That's the hardest step, really. That's the hardest step, really. So mad love to the brother for that. But he then began to tell me how lonely it is. This is a common theme. Back when I used to do the Just Ask Robs, I got a lot of emails like this. Rob, I'm walking into my consciousness, but I don't see any, no assistance. I don't have any companionship now. It's a problem. And the saddest part about this is, y'all, there is no concrete answer for this. There is nothing you can do about this. The sad, harsh reality is there's so few of so-called pro-black, so-called woke, so-called conscious black people out here that it's going to be like that. You're going to be few and far between, right? Ain't no remedy for this shit. I remember, and I'm going to tell y'all about me. I remember when I was coming into my would-be pro-blackness, right? And I remember this sense of, like, wow, I didn't know this shit. And I got mad. I'm going to tell you, the first thing I did, I got mad. Now, I don't know if everybody is similar, but the first thing I did was get mad. When somebody say, Rob, what am I supposed to do? I'm fucking upset. That's the first thing I did. I was so fucking mad. I was mad at my mama. I was mad at my daddy. I was mad at my grandma. I was mad at my whole family. Like, where in the fuck, why didn't nobody teach me this? Why did y'all give me Jesus instead of any of this? Why didn't y'all give me power instead of teaching me to be on my knees? I was mad, okay? Mad at my family, mad at how I was raised. First thing I did. I was upset. Then you try to talk to these people about this stuff, I became even more mad. Because you can't even talk to them. They will call you racist. They will say something wrong with this, your own family. Right? And then when I'm dealing with my would-be so-called friends at the time, what you gonna learn is black folk don't have no interest in this shit. Black folk want to party. They want to turn up. They want to, and you'll try to, and I don't know about y'all, but again, for me, I tried to continue to be a part of that environment, but it didn't fulfill me. I find myself sitting at some fucking club, music blaring. I'm just there. Just to keep up with everybody else, because that's where everybody else was, so that's where I was at. So I'm like, well, damn, I don't like this shit. So I'm gonna start staying at home. Then you start trying to talk to black people about this shit. You will find that they will make you into a so-called party pooper. They don't want to hear that shit. They tell you that you're too serious. They tell you they ain't got time for all that. The only time black folk got time, and you'll notice this even now, is if the cops 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up, murder one of us on TV. Then we got time for a few days, few weeks. And I found this to be the reality across the board. Not only with black men, but with black women too. Now what you'll find is the conversations are going to go different ways. Black women are going to typically want to be into gossip, boyfriend, man problems, co-worker drama at work and stuff like that. Black men, sports, getting pussy, trying to get money, how these bitches getting on their nerves, Black pride, black power, they don't want to hear nothing about that. Nobody does. You a party pooper. You too serious. You negative. And that made me loathe my own people. I was mad at niggas. Mad at my family, mad at niggas. And then what it did for me was, well, okay, if ain't nobody fucking with the shit I'm fucking with, well, now I'll go sit my ass down somewhere then. See? Because I never had an issue being what some would deem alone. That was peaceful for me. I didn't have a problem with that. It was peace. I tried to keep up with everybody else, but when I was going to have my most peace, I was going to be by my damn self. Clean up, because I'm the type person, I don't know if y'all like me, but I'm the type person, I clean up. Clean up good as hell, scrub some floors, clean some tubs out, get behind that toilet we be missing. A lot of folks don't want to get in behind that motherfucker. Light me up some candles and chill. I was cool with that. See, that wasn't uncomfortable for me. For a lot of us, this state of being is uncomfortable, and that's where you're gonna struggle. Now, the advent of the internet and people creating social media, this is one of the few positives this shit has. It's because now you can see that there are like-minded people in different places. Now, it's sad that you want it to be your mom and daddy. You want it to be your brother and sister. You want it to be your cousin. You want it to be your friends. You want it to be people that you know in real life. But you'll get a small glimmer of hope when you know at least they exist out here somewhere. And them motherfuckers stay 2,000 miles away, so you can't really, you don't get that physical interaction with. You can't just go out to eat with somebody that's in the same mindset as you. But it gave me a little glimmer of, okay, well, there's some people out here. There's some people out here that at least see this system for what it is, that's mad, that's upset. It's some people out here. So that was one of the benefits of the internet. Now, there ain't been too many other ones. Like, it is, boy, I tell you, the internet is boy, the internet is a fool. And it ain't too many positives to it if you really think about it. But you can connect with like-minded people in different places, in which case you could never do that before. All right, that's one of the advents of the internet. Now understand, if you listen to everything I've said so far, I haven't given you a solution. There is no solution to this. The only thing you can do about this is go back to cooning. Ain't no solution. You can't force people to feel you. You can't force your mama to feel you, your daddy to feel what you're talking about. You have to become okay with being by yourself, with being the one who thinks like you, that's directly around you, or to understand that there is no other physical being around you, even in your relationships, because it crosses over into romance too. He or she don't think like you. They ain't thinking on that level. They don't give a fuck about all that. They're not thinking about that. You bringing it up makes them uncomfortable because they don't even want to hear about it. They act just like the fucking caves. And they black like you. So it's going to make you look at them like, what the fuck? It'll make you do that. It'll make you mad. Now, I stopped getting mad a long time ago. And again, at the beginning of the story, I was mad. When I was first coming into this shit, seeing this government doing what it's doing, and black folk, and I'm like, what the fuck? The information been right here. Don't nobody care. The information's right here. They assassinated our leaders. What they did to the Black Panther Party. How the fuck don't nobody care? And particularly, why don't black folk care? You see what I'm saying? It's a shock. It's shocking. It's mind-blowing. And I was mad. But I stopped being mad and start trying to look at it from more of a place of understanding. Like a lot of people, just in my situation, I could have ran back and started back cooning. I could have ran and just started back to not giving a fuck. I'd have had more people to hang out with. But what the hell is more people? We understand in reality, what the fuck is more people? Now, you want your people to be on the mindset you are as far as blackness is concerned. But even before that, when you hang around a lot of people, that just leads to a whole bunch of drama. We know this. Leads to a whole bunch of drama. So I got to that point where I started seeing, okay, well, shit, I don't need a whole bunch of motherfuckers anyway. I'm fine. I'm okay. So I wasn't mad no more. Then I went through disappointment. That's what it was. It was this, I wasn't as mad no more, because every once in a while, as the people can say, every blue moon, I'll run into people that will engage the conversation that I'm having. Not what their football team is doing, not what the basketball team is doing, not what celebrities is doing. They want to be a part of the conversation I'm having, and they're open to learning about what I'm talking about. And I try to get better and better and better at explaining myself, at explaining the situation, at being able to debate random ass coons out here in the world that may try to come with a coon brigade. Sometimes they'll double team you, triple team you. So you got to learn coon kung fu. You got to be able to fight these motherfucking coons off, roundhouse kick, uppercut here, you know. You got to learn how to do that. So I focused on getting my skill level up to where I can do this work. And I don't give a damn if 3 or 4 coons coming at me at once. I'm putting all they motherfucking asses down, and they may get up, lick their wounds, and go right back to cooning. But they won't be able to say they didn't know. I put it into layman term. I focused on that. So I filled that void within me with sharpening my skill and sharpening the beacon that I am of black pride. Because when I first walked into it, a lot of us will see this too. You walk into it, you got the information, but you're not exuding this shit. I wasn't exuding it. I still wasn't exuding it. I had the information. I had how I felt about it, but I wasn't exuding black pride in just how I look alone. Exuding black pride. Putting my images on the clothes I wear. I wasn't exuding it. And even at the very beginning, I still found myself timid in front of the caves. Still was timid in front of them. So I built myself up like, fuck these caves. They're gonna get this work just like these coons get this work. So I was able to replace that void of loneliness that you're gonna feel. This place of this, when we talk about mental health, you talking about some mental health. Black folk love talking about mental health right now. Look at this shit. Not only are you black, and you already dealing with the trauma of maybe coming up in the ghettos and, you know, not having the resources and being in these fucked up ass schools, in the hood somewhere, gang violence around you, things like that. Not only are you dealing with that form of PTSD, you also dealing with the fact that your image, your history, everything has been erased purposely. They set you on a coon path purposely. So now you're dealing with the PTSD of your own mom and daddy will be against you. Grandma and them, auntie and them, friends and them, they even against you because of your pro-black stance. So you got society and your own community against you. You talking about some goddamn mental health. Don't nobody ever talk about the pro-black mental health, the depression and isolation you can go through just walking a pro-black path, walking a conscious path. Don't nobody ever talk about that. Everybody want to talk about anxiety and depression as it pertains to just life. Nobody ever deals with when you decide to walk down this path, this is a form of mental health that don't nobody want to deal with. They'll tell you go get therapy. But look at the therapists, even black ones. I've talked to them. Not actually being in therapy, but I've had conversations with black psychologists, psychologists and psychiatrists. I've talked to both of them. And you know what they don't got? Neither one of them, no pro-black shit at all going on with them. The only thing to them, what's pro-black to them is going to vote Democrat. So I don't relate to them. We can't talk. We have full-blown arguments when I meet some of these motherfuckers. What's pro-black to them is going down to the church. You see what I'm saying? There's different forms of pro-blackness, and sometimes even the what they call the militant one, which should be the only one in my opinion, but the militant one, even they're shunned. Black folk think there's pro-blackness in being Democrat and going to vote Democrat and going to church and getting this shot and wearing these masks. they'll still call themselves pro-black, and even in that. The one thing they can agree upon, typically, is police brutality. And that's it, and that's all. So even when it pertains to therapy, a therapist can't help me. Now, I could maybe deal with Dr. Amos Wilson. He's not here anymore. Maybe Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, John Henry Clark, Nellie Fuller. I mean, I can sit and talk to some of these people. Maybe get some therapy. But even the black therapists out here, they may be black with you, and they may be able to talk to you about your childhood experiences. Maybe you have some abandonment issues. Maybe you got some trust issues and things like that. They can talk to you about those things and maybe be able to tie in what hood they grew up in and what their mama was like too, and they daddy too. And maybe they deal with you on that level. But when it comes to pro-blackness, or maybe even what we can call pro-black therapy, there is none. There is none. None at all. Because they don't think that way. They're not what some would deem radical. They're not what some would deem militant. They're not that. So even black therapists, actual therapists, psychologists, they may be, you may feel more comfortable talking to them, but they reading from that same DSM. They're asking you the same silly ass questions. You start talking about racism and shit, they're gonna tell you to calm down. It's not like they're gonna be Dr. Joy DeGruy. They're not gonna be like that. They're gonna be clinical psychologists. Just black ones. That's what it's gonna be. So there is no haven for you when you step out here. Understand that there is no haven for you. You gotta take that depression and that isolation and harness your skills. Build your pride. Let that put you in a lab where almost in my mind I see a motherfucker doing push-ups and pull-ups in the lab. Just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. If not for nobody else, for your children. And this, when I got this message, just so happens to be a young brother. Young brother, he said he was a freshman in college, so I assume, he probably around 19, 20 years old, something like that. Young brother. Them black folk at your college, even if you go to a HBCU, there ain't no place for the militant, pro-black. There is no place for that at HBCUs. You can pledge Greek. You can do that. They don't mind you. You can bark like a damn dog. You can do that. And you know what they going to formulate or what they going to come together on? Police brutality. That's it. That's it. That's all. Overt racism. You go into a Walmart, motherfucker, bagging your groceries, call you a nigger. They'll go with you there on that. That's it. That's all, though. A lot of them don't look at this whole thing like that. There is no haven for you. And I apologize to this young brother. I apologize to him in the message when I told him, I ain't no haven. But I told him I couldn't type everything out. I told him I would explain. There is no haven. I don't have an answer for this. And I would argue, nobody got no answer for this. There just aren't enough of us out here. So you're going to feel the isolation. You're going to feel yourself be ostracized at events where you're looking around like, what the fuck? And everybody else is just, well, this is life. Hennessy, we got some Hennessy over here. Little weed. Get you some pussy. And do all that. We got that, but it's not there. There is no haven. You have to understand this. Your only option is to go back to Coonan. That is it. That, sadly, is all. There just aren't enough of us out here. And if you study in the history, you'll see that it's always been like that. Again, we're talking about militant. It's going to be tough. If you the type of woke that just Hey, vote Democrat. The Republicans racist. If that's your woke, oh, you'll find you'll be fine out here. No problem, no issue. If that's your version of woke, let me pray to Jesus and go vote. And if that's your woke, if you Tamika Mallory, Angela Rye, Amanda Seals, you're gonna be fine. Don't you worry. You're gonna be fine. If that's your woke. But if you militant and you're not trying to, side with the caves or defend them, or, if you're not BLM, you're gonna have a problem. I'm sorry. I am. You're going to have a problem. And I apologize about that. If you are with BLM and that type of Democratic shield shit, then you're going to be fine. If you militant, be ready for a lonely fucking road. And you have to become okay with it. What I did, I just didn't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm not going to bite my tongue. I don't give a fuck. I fortified myself. So in front of the caves, them bitches can't debate me. They can't argue with me. They can't do shit. I don't give a damn where I'm at. In front of the coon, they can't debate me. They can't argue with me. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I strengthened myself. I went into the lab and strengthened myself. And I'm still doing it right now. I don't have no whole lot of fucking friends. I don't know whether or not it comes off as such. Now, people cool with me. People always say they like my sense of humor. I can make even a coon laugh, and I don't even be trying to. They'll like having me around, but when that conversation, when I start leading that motherfucker and it's going to that place, oh no, they ain't, I don't want to, no sir, I was trying to talk about pussy. And how many bitches I can fuck tonight or next week? I ain't trying to hear about that, nigga. You see the trades that the Heat made, or the Lakers, you see, like, I don't want to talk about that shit, bro. And they don't fuck with me like that. Because that's the energy I bring. And black men don't like the energy. They want to play spades. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the path. But you have to be solid in this path. You have to be solidified in this path. And you're going to run into people that are open to learn from you. You're going to run into people. But I would tell you, if you, at 19, 20 years old, and you in college, you're going to be around people. Take in those experiences, even if you don't like them. Just take them in sometimes. It'll help you get a better understanding of your people. That's why, now I did that. I would go be places sometimes just to be around my people that invite me somewhere, just to see what type of mindsets we got. Listen to the conversations. It'll give you a better understanding of your people. It'll give you a better understanding of your people. Now, after a while, I just say, I gave up completely. Now, I just don't, I stopped giving a fuck. But I'm old now, so you got time. I'm old. I'm old now. You got time. I didn't come into this till we talking about 28 years old. I just been in the game for 10 years almost. I'll say 10, 11 years. You have time. You looking at life now, and that's very impressive when young people can do this. At 19, 20, I was nowhere. So don't deprive yourself of a social experience because niggas is coons, because you're going to deprive yourself. That experience is going to come from learning your people, will make you better equipped to diagnose your people. By the time you get maybe up on a soapbox, or you talking your shit, and you know your people. You see the behaviors of your people. You can go kiki with people and stuff like that. Don't cut yourself completely off, because you're going to need, especially in college, that's another big social experiment. Treat it as such. Study people, learn people. And that's not only just black people. If you at a school, and I didn't even ask this brother, was he at HBCU? But if you're at a school where the caves at, study them too. Study their behaviors. These are the motherfuckers gonna be out here in the corporate world. That's where you going. That's what you're in school for. Ain't nobody going nowhere. The same coons will be here when you get back. The same goddamn caves gonna be here when you get back. They not going nowhere. At every level, these are the people that's here. They're here. Learn them. Study them. Do not let depression and losing friends, or being at wits, or being at odds with your family. Don't let that knock you off course. Don't let that be what makes you sad. You got to be that beacon. You got to shine. That's what you do with that energy. You take that negative, low vibrational energy, you ball that shit up, you mold it, and you become a beacon, and you don't give a fuck what nobody else talking about. You know what's right. You see the state of our people. You see the state of the caves. You see what's going on out here, and you know what type of black person, what type of black mentality you have to have in order for black people to progress in this society. Who gives a damn if most of these sheep motherfuckers don't get it? Become the black sheep. Now people talk about this black sheep mentality. They talk about that. They talk about that, but they say it in pertaining to the sheep's wool and how it's black. Most black people, when you see depictions of this, you know sometimes you have a bunch of sheep walking in one direction, you have that black sheep going in the opposite direction. Most black people is them white sheep too. Huh? Most of our mentalities is them white sheep. Our skin might be black. So really an accurate depiction of that should be, you should have black sheep in there walking the same direction as the fucking white sheep. And then you may have a couple black sheep going the opposite direction. That's us. That's B123. That's what we doing over here. But it's black sheep walking clean to the motherfucking cliff with the white ones. I never see that depicted though. I would love to see it depicted. It's always a whole bunch of white sheep going one way, black sheep going the other way. It's melanated sheep going right there with the motherfucking white sheep. Right there with them. You see? I don't want you to be depressed, but understand there is no haven. And anybody that's going through this, because I've been dealing with these types of messages for years. It's always some loneliness happening somewhere. Always. Always some loneliness happening somewhere. At all times. I took mine, I accept mine. I'm not sad about mine. Mine is peace. Mine is peace. And that's what you have to become, because really, you're not gonna want to hang out with people that's coons. That's not gonna be what you want to do anyway. You ain't gonna. You talking to your mom and daddy. Once you realize they coons, you lose respect for them. I know I did. It ain't gained it back. It ain't going to. Don't care. There's nothing to me. It is what it is. You mean you could have raised me pro-black conscious, and you gave me our Father who art in heaven? Oh no, I'm not forgiving that. Now again, I love my parents still, but they still the same Christian. So, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? I love them, but they're not like me. They don't think like that. They ain't thinking like me. They're not on the level I'm on. They're not on the level I'm on. You gotta be okay with that. My mama just called me a racist. What we was out to eat the other day. She called me a racist just yesterday. No, it was I think it was Sunday she called me a racist. Because I was sitting there eating with my daughter. And I was talking about how Serena Williams, how she went and married a white man and her dad didn't come to her wedding. I said, well, I don't know whether it's because the man was white or what. And then I said, well, but I feel him. If that was why, I feel him, because I wouldn't do that shit either. And my mama gonna say, what you mean? So if I marry a white man, you not coming to my wedding? I said, no. She said, really? Your own mama? I said, no. Not at all. I will be at the house. Tell me, oh, so we couldn't come to your house or nothing? No. No, you couldn't. And she was appalled by that. She said, oh, that's just racist. And of course, my daughter sitting right there, she like, man. She said, so Dad, if I was to ever marry a white man, you wouldn't come to my wedding? I said, Nadia, I just told my mama no. That's what I told my baby, like, I just told my mama no. I'm not coming to your wedding either. If you get engaged to a white man, upon engagement, we not even talk. We're done. We are done. So the wedding would be just a moot point. My mama talking about, oh my God, that's so racist. I said, okay, that's fine. I'm still not coming. And no amount of shaming me is gonna make me come. And my daughter was like, well, I wouldn't marry a white man, but it's sad that if I did, you wouldn't, you know. I say, well, you can be sad, baby. I got tissue, you know, you can wipe your eyes, you can cry, I don't care how sad it is. I'm telling you, this is your dad. It is what it is. My other daughter was sitting there like, Daddy, you ain't never got to worry about me even asking, you know, shit like that. Basically, it's like, Daddy, look, don't even worry. We not even gonna ask. I don't know what made them ask, but we not gonna ask. We ain't fucking with them. And then my mama go hit me back, talking about some, even, what about Asian? I said, Mom, I'm at home. I'm not even, matter of fact, I'm at home, okay? The Asian cave, same difference. And she was trying to get me to lower my voice because it was some white folks sitting right there at the table beside us. And see, that's the difference. You have to become the person. I'm not whispering for these motherfuckers. I ain't said nothing about killing them. I said, if you marry one of them, I ain't coming to the wedding. Upon engagement, we're done. You see what I'm saying? You got to be ready. You got to fortify yourself. Fortify your mind. And it doesn't matter if people try to make you feel like you racist. It doesn't matter if people try to make you feel bad for your stances. None of that shit don't matter. My own daughter asked me, I love her to death. I'd die for her right now. Guess what? I won't be at that wedding though. You can walk a cave down there if you want to. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Go ahead and show it one of them, see what happens. Y'all disown, but people be disowning the fuck out of their kids for all types of shit. Guess what? I'm disowning. I'm done. I'm not gonna stick in the game. Like, I ain't fucking with that. No, I'm not even fucking with you at all. I love you from a distance. Sure will. But I'm not doing that. See, that's at the beginning of my journey, I didn't have that type of confidence. I wasn't that strong. I done got stronger. And I'm gonna keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. That's all you do. You take that depression, you take that the feeling of isolation, and you get stronger. You get your ass in the yard, you do the motherfucking bench press, you do the pull-ups, you do the sit-ups, and you get stronger. And you let motherfuckers know who you are. Unapologetically. You let them know who you are. That's all you can do. That feeling gonna be there. That feeling gonna be there. But you gotta walk in pride. That's what this is all about. Black pride. Alright? Again, y'all, I know this was a longer video, but we be talking about mental health. And a lot of times, nobody speaks to the mental health of the militant minded. Nobody speaks to the mental. Those people, oh, they look strong, they okay. Nobody speaks to that, to what it takes to get to that point. And really all it is you gotta not give a fuck. I wouldn't have cared. My mama got mad because I told her I wouldn't come to her fucking wedding. I ain't cared that she called me a fucking racist. I wouldn't give a shit. Didn't give a damn. My own daughter. I love her. Guess what? Won't be there. Don't give a damn how that makes her feel. I don't care. Even if it was just a hypothetical. I don't care. I won't be there. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. You gotta be strong in your shit. I do not care. And you're gonna feel that isolation. But do not shy away from telling the truth. When people bring it to you. You may meet few people that respect your truth, that understand your intelligence. But do not rely on large crowds. Being about this B123 shit is not about a large crowd. It's about people that are seeking to kill the coon within them in an effort to build black pride in themselves and to pass that down to their children if they have them or if they plan on having them. That's what we're doing here. Period. That's it. All right? Now, if anybody ever had any similar experiences, comment that. Let me know. Let me know if you're feeling that same way. Let me know if this video, if you understood it, if it made sense to you, if it helped. Y'all keep sending me the messages. My email is teamrobb123@gmail.com. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. It's a lonely path, but loneliness is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. All right? I'm out.